Sunshine's Corner, brought to you by Pensacola Parks and Recreation. And a beautiful morning it is. Welcome into the hottest spot there is in Pensacola. We're talking about Sunshine's Corner, and you know this. This is a place where we can talk about the difficult situations, and you feel safe doing it. Also, I also tell you every single day, tell somebody to tell somebody else when you want to be a part of a very informative conversation. This is where you need to be. I'll give you the opportunity to be a part of the conversation. You can call us up at 850-432-7768. That's going to be on the screen here shortly. And you can text at that number as well. But today, just like no other, I've got a fantastic guest that's filled with nothing but information for you. And you see, I believe that knowledge is power. And that's why I seek for the people that I've been seeking to share this knowledge so you can apply that power to increase and better our community. And today it is no different. I have with me Dr. Sandra Winborne. Good morning, and thank you for getting up early coming out with me.
Good morning. It is early, but I'm an early bird.
There you go.
So we're good.
There you
we're
go.
Good.
And I tell you, she's a native New Yorker anyway, but now that you're the Southern girl.
I'm transplanted.
There you go.
You know, I never liked the cold weather and the snow and the cars that wouldn't move and the salt on the sidewalk, so I'm done. So when I finally was able to get away from there,
right,
I said, "This is it, the sunshine. Let's let it go.
There you
Let's
go.
With
She did
the
that.
sun.
She said the
where
sunshine.
The sun is shining.
There
yes,
you go.
Yes.
But you know what? I want you to take the time. I want to introduce you to all the listeners because you do so much.
Thank you.
You do so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, let me say this, and you do it well.
Thank you.
And I mean, you've got your hands, and when anybody speaks your name, I mean, there's a smile. Because we know that you're that person that has that knowledge that does not have no shame in sharing it. That's
true.
a great thing.
That's true.
That's a great thing.
Yeah. Well, let me give you a little bit of background on who I am.
Tell me. There we go. Let's go.
I am the baby of 10 children.
Okay.
And probably the one that my mother always would refer to me as. I don't know where she came from because I've just always been interested in knowing more, asking questions, even questions I shouldn't have asked, I was asking them.
Right.
Seeking information that I probably didn't need to know.
Right.
But just always that inquisitive soul. And, you know, but when I was born, I only weighed 3 pounds.
Really?
3 pounds, 1 ounce. That's it. And they said they used to carry me around in like a little cup. And I said, try that now.
You got that right.
Try taking me anywhere with a cup. I said, if you're just not out in your hand,
That's
it's
right.
not me in it. But anyway, just to make you laugh, my family they migrated from the South. So there's 2 sets. There were actually only 3 sets of kids.
Okay.
So I'm in the last set, and the last child in the last set.
Okay.
All of them are gone except for one brother from the second set. He's in California, and he's much older than me. You know, we had like this generational divide within the family.
Right.
Because by the time I was born, my oldest sister and brothers, they were like 28 and 29 years old, older than me.
Right.
And there I was. My mother swore she still had everything still going on.
Exactly.
But there I was.
Exactly.
They said,
And when
it's
you
not
came
that you're
along.
sick. It's not that you're sick, Mrs. Gary. You're pregnant.
Uh-oh.
You're getting ready to deliver. So there I came.
Oh, wow.
So I grew up in a family. We were pretty close-knit. There were 4 of us. The last 4 were really close, and it was Shirley, Ronnie, Tommy, Sandra.
Oh.
And we Shirley, Ronnie, Tommy, Sandra.
Okay.
And we could sing. We probably were the Gary 4, but we didn't realize it because my father just couldn't hang around long enough to
right.
you know, create a career that made sense. But and then biological stuff set in, and people just went everywhere. But for myself, I just remember we would, at Christmas time, sing. And we would go around to all the houses in the neighborhood, and we would get us up, we'd make enough money to buy a tree that looked like Charlie Brown's tree. We bring that tree, bring that tree in the house, and it was like, and my mother said, just throw some tinsel on it. To this day, I hate tinsel. You cannot give me any of that. But we were just happy kids.
Absolutely.
But we made money. We could sing anything out the phone book. we were just good.
Absolutely.
Grew up in church, understood that when the church doors were open, we were probably someplace in it.
That's right.
In there, someplace, either doing, singing, Bible study, or with Sunday school. And of course, we would have church at 9 o'clock, at 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. You just break long enough to get something to eat.
Exactly.
So that's
I kind of grew up that way myself.
Yes. See, then you understand what I'm talking about. And then when we went on to high school, I had a big voice. Didn't realize I had a voice, but they said we would like her to try out for something. So I tried out and ended up being like this stellar performer. And I had private voice lessons from the time I was like 14 all the way to finishing high school, getting a scholarship, I had a full scholarship, and as well as affirmative action.
Right.
Because my mother didn't have any money.
Of course.
So I went to Oneonta State, which is State University System of New York, and started as a voice major.
Look at that. I mean, but you see, I want school's out, and I know some younger people are going to be watching this show, right? But I want them to hear this track record and look at you today. Started from nothing. We all had nothing.
We had nothing.
And then, but look what it grew into today. Right. So therefore, you can't say there's nothing you can't do.
Right.
You just got to have the mindset and go do it.
Right. And at my undergraduate school, the interesting thing about that is that I was probably one of only maybe 250 to 300 African American and Hispanic students. That was it. So my school was predominantly white, and we were part of the integration process of it. And I just remember that once I was in the music program, I became their soloist. So wherever we went, we would sing with Colgate, Union College, Franklin and Marshall, all the prestigious, I would say second league Ivy League. They were Ivy, but they weren't the top Ivy. They weren't the Harvard and the the Princetons, but they were great schools.
Absolutely.
They were great schools. But we would go and sing with all of these colleges, and I was always the breakout that my band director and our choir director said, we need Sandra to come out and sing.
Come
and
on,
they would all be in tears.
There you go.
They'd all be in tears.
I've heard you sing.
So that was my undergraduate. I went eventually on to get graduate degree, and so I'm letting young people know that it's not where you start. It's how you continue.
There you go.
And then go on to your many finishes, because your finish isn't finished.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I like that. Your finish
isn't finished. It
Absolutely.
Is not.
Well, how did you end up in Pensacola?
I followed some man. That's how a lot of times we just, there you go.
I got you.
I really wanted to be a Broadway singer, but my mother said no. Even after I graduated from from college,
and she said no.
She said no. She said you can't go, because I think my mother just had a intuition that she felt that I was a little too nice, too tender, and that I would be basically trampled, and so she didn't. I think it's a good call now that I'm many years down the lane.
Right.
But that was what the call was. But anyway, I got married, moved to Italy. So we lived, my husband was military, he was a Navy man. So we lived in Italy for 4 years. And not only was I the same little persona that I was when I was younger, I took that with me, and they absolutely enjoyed who I was in Italy. I learned the language. I can't speak it anymore. I've lost it. But I learned the language. My daughter was born in Naples. We lived in Sicily, close to Catania.
Okay.
So
I've heard of those places.
Oh, it's beautiful. It was beautiful. It was actually similar to Pensacola. The climate, the weather, everything, except they didn't have hurricanes.
I got you.
They didn't have hurricanes, but it was beautiful. The water, you're right there in the Mediterranean Sea. You could see the water, feel it. The air was beautiful. It was wonderful. And I ended up being a counselor. I don't know how. Let me tell you something. I switched somehow between starting it with music,
and then
ended with education.
Oh, come on now. But look at it though. Look how many people you have. Look how many people that you've encountered that still has some of you imparted in them.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
and that is a great thing within itself, because that's knowledge. I believe in that knowledge. Grab it, absorb it, and there's some young people out there now that they're just like a sponge.
That's right.
They just need somebody to, pour it into them.
That's right. And I was a marriage and family counselor for the military, as well as I started with DODS, which is Department of Defense Dependent Schools. I started with DODS, and I was a counselor for them, K through 12.
Right.
And then I was locally hired there again by the federal government as a marriage and family counselor. So I had cases that were considered to be family advocacy cases where, children were being molested, physical abuse, I did it. I did all of that. And when I got ready to leave the base, my husband had already come back to the States.
Really?
I remained 3 months after to make sure that I had return rights so that I could come back and get a job with the federal government here. But the base captain he was in charge of all the bases over there, came and they threw me a party just to say, you've done an excellent job over here. We don't even want you to leave, but we know that, once your sponsor leaves, you got to leave.
Exactly.
So it was a wonderful opportunity. I learned, how to deal with people internationally. I traveled while I was there. I went to Greece and Spain and Paris, and I went to France. I saw Europe.
Right, a big world to me.
It was a big world, and I remember waking up on my way over there and thinking, I am crazy. Okay, I don't even know if I like this person I'm with really well yet. And now I'm over the Atlantic Ocean thinking, am I gonna? So I had my little panic attack and I got over it.
I got you. But even with that though, when you got here to Pensacola, look what you've done in Pensacola.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pensacola's been good to me.
Look what you've done. Look what you've accomplished in Pensacola. Even though you say, got that man, that's why.
Yeah, he passed in '92. So therefore, I was very young. My daughter was young, and I raised my daughter by myself and made sure that she at least got out of school. She's a hairdresser, so she didn't want to do. One day we were having a conversation, and she says, well, Mom, not everybody wants to be a doctor. Okay, slap in the face. But my reality is that I went to work for the federal government, and guess what I did?
What?
I did jobs that I was looking at how well military were prepared for working in the civilian workforce, their transition. So ultimately, that was my doctorate. And so my doctorate asked that question, how prepared are you? Looking at certifications and licensure, you can just be as well engaged and financially compensated for what you know. That doesn't have to be academically driven. It can be occupationally driven. It can be, apprenticeship driven.
Right.
It can be on-the-job learning, driven. And that's what I did. So I paired those up. That was my doctorate. And I think I was telling you about it. I wrote music for my dissertation. And the music was randomly sent out to various people that decided they were going to take my survey, my online survey, and I used the schools command over on NAS. They were giving me the opportunity to use them, but I used nothing that was personal demographics. It was only age range, years of service range, that kind of stuff.
You had the opportunity to work with one gentleman here that's referred to, well, he's passed on, he transitioned, Dr. Martin.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Al Martin. Albert Vincent Martin.
Albert, and I used, when he would play.
He was wonderful.
I could just sit there.
He was wonderful. In fact, this is our book. I don't know if you all can see that.
Yeah, look at that.
And it's called Al's 10 Fingers. He used them to play music. And it is a children's book. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. Not just because I wrote it and all this is his information that he and I got together on. It is available on Amazon. And the wonderful thing is that I used all local artists for it. His information as the local contributor of the information, but also we used a graphic artist and we used a graphic artist, We used an illustrator, which was Carter J. Gaston.
Oh, I know Carter.
And then we
He's good.
used DK1 Productions graphic design, which is Desmond is his real name, Desmond King. And it's just a wonderful book, but it talks about the richness of Pensacola in music, just understanding that this man knew as a child how talented he was.
Exactly.
And he didn't start on piano, he started playing with the high school band and still only being at like 10 or 12 years old.
Get out.
That's how good he was.
He's
and he
very
could
good.
read music, write music, he could orchestrate concerts. He was just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful man.
Well, the people need, you know what? That's a good idea for kids out of school this summer. Order that book.
Right.
Read that book.
And even in the back, it gives it says you can try music too. I know that.
Oh, you can try. I got it.
And it says musical instruments to try. Find an instructor, a phone number, an email. So it basically identifies how someone can go about doing something for themselves.
Absolutely.
While they're young. And there's another thing that I do. I just found a book. It's called STEAM, not STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEAM adds A to it, and A is the art. And you can start this preschool. People don't realize that your children learn extremely well if you start them before they ever enter the classroom.
Exactly. I tell you, hold that right there, Doctor. We're going to come back because I want to hear that because I want to get this going about a book club anyway because I want the kids to be able to go out and get books, read them because when you read, you just expand it. You just learn to do that early. Right. So stay close. We're going to tell you more about that. We've got a wealth of information here. Stay close and tell somebody. Call in today. Talk to Dr. Winborne and find out more right here on Sunshine's Corner, Blab TV.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
There are many reasons someone may need in-home care, whether it may be respite care, them recovering from surgery, or having a chronic condition. Having someone dedicated and reliable is imperative. Supplemental Support Care Services was created to provide to those who are in need with quality care that they deserve in the home. Taking it a step further, our main goal is to ensure that Supplemental Support Care Services is where the love and care is top priority.
And a beautiful day. This is Thursday. I thought I heard a little rumble on the outside. I don't know whether it's going to rain today. They said it might be a little rain. I thought I heard a little rumble out there. But well, like you say, we live on the Gulf Coast. That is hurricane season anyway, so let's get prepared for that. However, we're talking with Dr. Winborne, and she's got some things that's just, with Dr. Martin, you wrote a book, and then we were talking about going on. I cut you off, and I said we're going to come back and finish that conversation so that you can tell and share the stories, how people can, I believe when you sit and you listen, you apply things to your life, and that only makes it better. I mean, add something here, do this, do that. You got so much, as I see, you got so much that you do.
Yeah, and then we tried to make sure that I at least put it in a format that says that she won't be running around. But one of the things that I do on a regular basis is called Are You Stuck?
Yes.
And Are You Stuck? It asks the question, but it's a personal question because I didn't say, are they stuck? I wasn't making multiple. It's like, even though I'm using something, and I start with words. And the reason I use words is because words have been used to us to make us feel degraded, make us feel, hurting and hated and self-loathing and all of those kinds of things that really bring us down.
Right.
So it says that if you take a word and redefine it and use letters that make new words and a new definition of the word, or enhances the definition of the word, you can have a conversation with anybody.
Okay.
From little kids to adult kids. So I use big words, little words. Like the other day I used the word jot, which I use for journalizing, for journaling your information. I used it for observation, and then I used it for, I think I used it for your truth.
Right.
So when you journal, that's what you're doing. You're putting down your own information.
Absolutely.
And it's personal.
Absolutely.
And it's yours.
Absolutely.
But it's organized the way you want it done.
You said something that the most formative years of a child when they need to start.
Absolutely.
Is when they're really, before they even get in school.
Right. And that's the STEM.
Right.
That's the STEM stuff, because that was one of the last words I did. I used STEM and I used STEAM. STEAM adds art to the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Art adds another, which we call like a freeing form, because it's personal. It's how somebody sees something, how they basically envisioned it, how they dreamt it, how it came about that all of a sudden they are able to take something that wasn't there and make it into something beautiful.
Wow.
That's what the art form of STEAM does. But what I try to tell parents is really look at your children and expose them to more than just the TV. Have them read, have them write, have them do experience stuff. And one of the things I found was this book, and it's called STEAM, and it adds all those things, but every single week there's an experiment that each child, no matter if they're 2, 3, 4, they can learn it.
Really? So is it that when they're in those formative years that the brain are more?
The brain is more absorbent then. They said most of the things that people learn, children learn, are the first 3 years to 5 years before they ever enter kindergarten.
You know, I'm going to share something. I was at this meeting with Quinn Stewart, as a matter of fact. And they were talking the same thing, how they had this program. Because those are the years that we got to make sure that we get the knowledge into the kids, because those are the most formative years of a child.
That's when the brain is most productive.
Right.
It's most absorbent. So, languages, that's why people who have families where
multiple languages,
where they're able to learn and maneuver those languages and learn 2 or 3 at a time. That's because they were exposed at a time that everything becomes able to be
I get it.
taken in.
Light bulb just hit. Okay.
That's right. That's right. And the thing about it is that STEM isn't just for little children. It's for young adults. It's for, youngsters. It's for older people. How do we keep engaged? I did a presentation at our church 2 Saturdays ago, on women working while aging well. 4 W's.
Okay.
Women working while aging well. And one of the ladies I was working with she's 89 years old. She'll be 90, I think, in next month. But she was wonderful. She takes things that have been thrown away as garbage, such as plastic bottles and styrofoam and everything, and makes it into beautiful jewelry and dolls, and you name it, she makes it. And her name is Mrs. Spencer, Lorene Spencer. Wonderful lady.
Wonderful.
And so she and I worked together. I did the classroom portion that talked about how to stave off things like Alzheimer's and limited ability to think well, or dementia.
Right.
And it says that you must stay engaged. And this I got from the Alzheimer's Association, of which I also volunteer with them sometimes.
Right.
But
do you ever sleep?
Pardon me?
Do you ever sleep?
Yes. I get 6 hours, 6 to 7. I'm off an hour. I should get 7 to 9.
Because you're busy.
I am busy. But when I'm up, I probably always got something that I'm going to do.
That's a good thing.
And TV is only a background for me.
I got you.
It's not that I'm paying full attention to the TV.
Okay, something that I hear you.
As I always have something else to do. But one of the things it talks about, even with the Alzheimer's things, it says you must eat a healthy diet more rich in Mediterranean type foods, fruits, vegetables, proteins, legumes, those kinds of things, as opposed to fried. Okay, I'm done
fried
with
chicken,
that.
fried pork chop, fried
egg,
fried
bacon.
Yeah,
Fried
exactly.
pies at night.
But Dr. Ian had also told me that that we could fight a lot. It's all about what we put in here.
Right.
That even with activities.
Right.
That the more active we are.
That's another one. Activity. You must be active.
You got to be active.
So I have stairs all in my house, and
right.
everybody says, "Well, Dr. Winborne, you're getting to an age." And I said, "Yes, I'm at an age." I said, "But I can walk my stairs all day long because I do my steps, and I intentionally leave stuff up or down.
So you have to go back and get it.
Go up or down all day long." And I probably do my stairs about 10 to 12 times a day.
I hear you.
And I have 12 steps from the bottom step all the way to the top. But then there's 2 at the bottom, at the very bottom. So there's 14 steps to get upstairs. So, people come to my house, they're half my age talking about, girl, I don't know how you do this.
Exactly.
You condition yourself to do anything.
Absolutely.
But it also says you have to socialize.
Right.
So like what we're doing, that's what people who end up going into dementia, they said sometimes have stopped socializing, have stopped having conversations with people, have minimized what it is that they do in terms of interactions. Right. So that they said all those things you have to play them all day long.
Right. And I hear some people say, "Oh, well, I'm at this age, I can't do that." Wrong number.
Right.
I mean, don't ever do that. Age is just a number.
Age is just a number.
All you've got to do. One thing Prince said that I fell in love with, and it made sense to me. He said, you always hear people talking about, "Oh, I'm celebrating my birthday." He said, "You only have one birthday." He said, "I don't count the years, I don't count the days, I don't count the months." And he looked and he said, "And that's why I still look as young as I did last year."
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
You're
right.
not focusing on the fact that you've added another year.
Right. But I think society places so much on age.
Right.
And I think they age women faster than they age men.
Exactly.
And so women past their prime is probably past 40 years old, all of a sudden you become middle-aged. It's like, how did we
get there?
Middle-aged?
Exactly.
That's still a young person.
Exactly.
So we have to also, create the future talk about what it is, showing people that people in their 60s, in their 70s,
That's
in
right,
their
they
80s,
still.
and this woman soon to be in her 90s.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And I believe in keeping it moving.
Right.
Doing something to make a difference. And my eating habits have changed totally in the last, I do not go to fried foods. And I try to tell people, go ahead, you can walk away from that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel better. But also you said something about engagement. Keeping that engagement with people to not just sit there, because once you get to that maturity in your life, you notice I don't say age.
Right.
When you get that mature spot in your life, continue to just engage, even if you're not married, as you go out there, you still gonna just live, have fun,
your life.
enjoy your life.
Right.
And stop focusing on the fact that, okay, I tell my girlfriend, don't I, Katrina? Yes. I said, quit counting those ages. I said, I don't celebrate. I said, thank God I'm here.
Right.
But I don't go, oh, I'm da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
people always want to know your age.
How old are you? Don't ask me that.
Yeah, they want to know.
Don't do
They
that.
want to know how old you are.
Yeah.
But it's not, to me, it's not a testament of what you're not doing. It's a testament of what you're doing.
What you're doing. Yes, it is.
What are you doing?
Yes,
what are you
it is.
doing, regardless of your age?
Exactly.
They give men carte blanche, and then they actually hold it back for
There you
women.
go.
It's like, excuse me, why?
No doubt. And I also see here that you've worked with Lakeview, the city school district, DOD?
Right. I when I first came to Pensacola, I needed a job. And so I went to Lakeview and I worked as a case manager for Lakeview for a year. And it was tough duty. I'm not gonna lie. It was tough duty because I had young people that were doing all kinds of things that were dealing with mental ailments that were going on. And but the kids loved me.
Right.
The kids loved me. The other counselors loved me. The administration loved me.
Exactly.
But it was wearing me out.
I got you.
It was wearing me out because my daughter was little.
You had
by
to raise
this time,
that's
my
right.
husband was sick, and you know, so I said, well, okay.
Gotta let that go.
I gotta let it go. So I went to the school system, thinking that I was getting away from. Okay.
Ooh, did you get more? Yes, you did.
I didn't get away. I ended up with some of the similar kids. They just hadn't been diagnosed through the medical
And I see now, because I've had quite a few guests on here recently, and it is it's so out there now. So many kids are going through that, and I think about how, when I think back to my childhood, which wasn't long ago,
Okay.
It's like this. How is it that, what's causing that now? What is it that's causing the big difference? And you see so much mental illness.
I think we have a generation of people who had children young, and they weren't in a position to be taught.
Okay.
And so therefore now the untaught is in a position to teach and can't teach.
Can't teach, and they don't know themselves.
You know, they can't teach. And then you also have to talk about, you know, acceptance. Will you accept the help that's out there and can be generated for you? And
they're not doing it, you don't think?
No, I don't think they're doing it.
Oh,
I think
wow.
some people are, but a lot of times by the time the conditions or the situation has escalated, it's beyond the availability of what services could be at that juncture or the original juncture.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes you have to treat things at the base.
Right.
You can't wait until it grows up to be a tree.
Absolutely.
My daughter and I had that conversation the other day. There was a tree outside the house. I didn't think nothing about it. I thought it was kind of cute. Well, we were looking at it the other day, and I said, Shayla, that tree is awfully tall. Well, now to get the tree down,
you got to get
thousands
to get it.
$2,000 to get the tree because it's near the house.
Right.
Why didn't I have, you know,
that thought to get that tree when it was at the root?
Because it should have been gone. But a lot of times we don't know when to come in.
Absolutely.
When to have, you know, someone come in and assist with something that's going off route.
Oh, wow. You see the information? See, we're not done yet. If you would like to be a part of this conversation, you can call us up at 850-432-7768, the number that's on the screen. And you can text at that number as well if you would like to ask Dr. Winborne a question, because she's filled with knowledge. But you stay close, because we're going to be back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner. Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menwear needs.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I want to tell you more about our Powertrain Warranty Forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the Powertrain Warranty Forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with the Powertrain Warranty Forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
The City of Pensacola Parks and Recreation Department is so excited to announce its 2024 City Food Scholarship Program, available to city residents, households with individuals that receive free or reduced lunch, SNAP, SSI, or WIC benefits. With required proof of residency and eligibility, citizens are invited to apply for this scholarship program to receive 50% off the daily admission rate to access Cecil T. Hunter and Roger Scott Foods. Log on to our website. Deadline is June 7th. And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. It's a beautiful Thursday. Can you believe the week is almost over? Wow, where does time go? But you know what? We've got a wealth of information here. I keep saying it, Dr. Winborne, because you are. And I just love it how you can tell the joy in it that you do because the smile that's on your face. Because some people, yeah, I have to do this, but you can tell that you enjoy it. I want to go back to this. I want to know, how did you get started in the name? I mean, you was explaining that. Are you stuck? Because sometimes I think I'm stuck.
Right. Most people don't realize that we're stuck in, and this is my counseling experience, we're stuck in our feelings, our hurts, our angers, our childhood memories, our lost loves, our frustrations with current situations, jobs. We're stuck.
Right. Somebody want to ask you something. Okay. Hold on, because I want to get my answer because I think I'm stuck.
Okay.
Let's go to the phone. Let's see here. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Doing fine. You got a question for us?
Yes, ma'am. I just got to make a statement first. Once again, I'd like to call it, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Congratulations to you, ma'am. And really, I call Sonshine because Virginia want to say something today. She don't have nothing to say too much. She want to talk to Sonshine this morning. Eddie always doing all the talking. Virginia, go ahead.
Sound good to me. Okay, Virginia's going to have a question to talk about today.
Okay.
So.
Hi, Sonshine. Good morning.
Good morning, love. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to see Dr. Winborne.
Yes.
On the show.
Yes, she is she's got so much knowledge, man. I mean, I'm sitting here.
Yes, and I wanted to piggyback on what she said about the STEM program.
Uh-huh. Keep going. Talk about it.
In the arts, having the kids start early. My daughter started the STEM program, the arts program, with STEAM, like she said, at 4 years old.
Wow.
And now she's 28 and she's doing the illustrations for the Lion King book movie.
Wow.
The Golden Book, she's going to be the illustrator for the Golden Books this year that's putting the Lion King's lyrics into the books.
I love it. I love it.
And it's a contract with Disney, so we're into Disney now.
Now look at that.
I love it.
I mean, that is wonderful.
That's a wonderful springboard just to look
at
Sunshine,
where she went to. She has a number of books under her umbrella. She did the Basketball Dreams for Chris Paul, the basketball player for the NBA.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That is excellent. I mean, see, these are the kind of things we like to hear because it works. And look at what your daughter.
When she comes, she's been on Mr. Hill's show quite a bit as she's interviewed.
Right. So you got to make sure when she comes in now, she got to get in touch with me, okay?
Oh, I've already told Eddie that I said I'd like for my daughter to appear on Sunshine Show and get yes.
No doubt about it. And thank you.
She lives in Washington D.C. right now. I raised them in Washington. You know, I was with the federal government there.
Okay. Well, excellent.
And I was a software developer for the government, so I raised them and took them to art classes when they were very little, and it's paying off.
Absolutely. Yes, that's what we're talking about. You see, Dr. Winborne, that's what we're talking about. That's it.
Yes, that's what you're talking about. And Dr. Winborne, you know me. You come into Everman's grocery store.
Oh, yeah, I'm on their board. Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Winborne, I love it when you come into the store. I would leave my bakery post and come and talk to you because you would make my day when you visit the store.
Oh, thank you so much. You make my day, too, whenever I see you.
All right.
All right, love. Thank you. You all have a great day, okay?
And you both look beautiful, Linda. Stay pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Now, you see, that's what I'm talking about, Dr. Winborne. When you can get questions like results like that. Now, her child started off, right, with the STEM program. And look at her today, writing for Disney.
The thing about it is that people don't realize the importance of starting young and then continuing and investing the time. Like, people think that giving a kid a tablet and letting them watch the TV all day long, that's going to be enough. It isn't enough.
It's not.
You have to interact with them. You have to ask them, what does it need? What are you learning? Asking questions. Asking questions. My daughter used to always ask me how to spell something. I said, let's look it up.
Exactly.
Let's look it up.
There you go.
I taught her how to say what a bulbous toe was when she was little, and she went to school and told the teacher, "Ooh, you have a bulbous toe." I said, "Oh." She said, "Your daughter taught me about bulbous." I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
But look at that. But that's education. That's knowledge.
Right.
But you see, even with that, I mean, I love it when you hear things. Maybe it's something that you didn't know about. But look at what you're learning today, because we try to bring what's important to the community that's going to benefit your family. Now, if you've got young children, I mean, some of the younger people, like you said, now they don't have the young is trying to raise the young, but we got to teach them early so maybe we can stop that cycle.
Right. And just let them know. Now, the book I'm talking about, I'm going to put it right there. The book I'm talking about is STEM, and it starts preschool STEM. So that means now. That means now any child that's 2, 3, 4, before they get into school, it's over at Ollie's for $3.99.
Oh, come on now, you can afford that.
You can afford that book.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I mean, this is what we try to get. But see, I knew that you go. When I was reaching for you, I've already got something planned. I can't do it that day, Sunshine. I got to be this now. But I knew that it was beneficial to have you on this show, so that people can learn some things, so they can apply from here up to grown to 90 years old.
99.
99. Okay.
99.
Every day.
100 won't do. We
There
going
you go.
over 100.
We want over 100. Exactly. Now let's go back to finishing up about Are You Stuck? Because I think I'm stuck.
So Are You Stuck really addresses the fact that because we have been in our feelings, in our pain, in our past, we're stuck. You cannot look forward. Yes, that's how long ago I started that.
Right.
Actually I started in 2015, but that was my first time I ever put it out there.
Right.
But it was all about the fact that I felt, as a counselor and as an educator and as a human being, I saw not just other people being stuck, but even myself being stuck.
Right.
How do we get to asking the question? And we have to have conversation. In order to have conversation, you have to use words.
Exactly.
So then words become the foundational point of where you constantly are looking at this word was a bad word when I was little, because that's what I was called.
Exactly.
That's what I was called. How do I redefine this word? Change it. Let's change it.
Right.
So we take the first letter of every word and we start changing it. We give it new meaning. We give it new understanding.
Wow.
We feel differently about that word, and we take the negativity out of it. We take it out. We extract it. And then we put the joy into it. So then when we hear it again, it says, oh, that just means that I'm lovely, that I'm kind, and they're spelling out the word, but it's all in new,
a new form.
New format.
Exactly.
New format.
But yeah, I see what you're saying also, because sometimes we have to learn to speak what's positive. Now, I have this hashtag that I use all the time, positive vibes only. Right. If you got that negativity, I don't need that around me.
Right.
Because those things, that will have me becoming negative.
Right.
When people are always negative and slow, I mean, I don't want to feed into that.
Right.
Because it's the words, and you're using, what you're saying is, by the words that are coming out of your mouth. Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth?
That's right. That's right.
I mean, the words are the powerful thing, so you got to speak what you want.
Right. And the other thing, I'm also educating people to let them know that you can start with 3-letter words, but I give them sometimes 12-letter words, 10-letter words, and I just totally redefine them to have an understanding, not about that word, but how to use it.
Absolutely.
I do that too.
That is wonderful.
So basically, I'm helping people educate themselves.
That's right.
My mother always used to say, because we didn't have much.
That's right.
But all we had, we had like 3 books in the house.
Of course, I know the feeling.
We had an old dictionary.
I know the feeling.
We had a fairy tale book.
Right.
And then we had one encyclopedia,
Look.
G. I know how. A, B, C, D, don't know where any of them are.
That's right.
But we had G. We don't know where the rest of them went.
Yeah, and
but
I
my mother
understand that
said,
totally.
go read. My mother always said, go read. So when I got mad at everybody, guess what I did?
You went to read.
I went to reading. I would go sit in the closet. We didn't have much clothes.
That's right.
Much clothes, but I was small enough
that you could
where
fit
I'd
in
go
that
sit in
little
the
spot.
closet with a flashlight, and I would read. And my mother said, how you know that word? And
Steady, steady, steady.
it's right there.
There it is, right there.
It's
And
right
that is a great thing. And I even with today, and I don't want people to understand that I know that technology. Yes, we've advanced. We have advanced a lot. And I'm not saying don't use the things that the tablets and all of that. But I think that if we keep the foundation the same. When I say the foundation, let them pick up a book. And I don't mean just go online and read. I mean, pick up a book.
A physical book.
A book. A
physical book. There's something about it. And I know a lot of people like audio books. I have audio too. Because I can't read and drive my car.
Right.
So,
exactly.
So I have an audio book file too, and I will listen that way as well. Sometimes you need to get information in as best you can.
Exactly.
And so if that means it's on the fly, it's on the run, it's on the hop, get it.
Right.
Just get it in.
Right.
But the thing about it is that it's the conversations that comes after reading.
That's it.
That makes you be able to fit in. Like, I'm not afraid. I'm fearless when it comes to talking to anybody. I will talk to a queen, a king. I would talk to the president of the United States.
Me and you both.
I would talk to babies still in the bassinet. Does not matter.
Exactly.
But the point I'm making is that if you have words,
use them.
and you have reason, and you have guts, you can do it.
Absolutely.
You can do it.
You see what I'm saying, everybody? Now, if you want to be a part of this conversation, you can do it as well. 850-432-7768. You can call or text. We'll be back with more of Dr. Winborne and Are You Stuck? Right here on Sunshine's Corner.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Do you want to create but don't know where to start? Our new fabric line will inspire you. If you can dream it, we can help you make it. From using kits that include everything you would need, to taking classes to create something more personalized, Daryl's is the place for you. No matter if you're just beginning or experienced, Daryl's has you covered. Find us at 6705 North Davis Highway, open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
And welcome back to the hottest spot days in Pensacola. I'll say it again and again and again. This is where you need to be. You need to make sure you pass the word. Tell everybody when you want to know what's happening in and around your community. Just check it out every day right here at Sunshine's Corner on Blab TV. And we're going to go back with Dr. Winborne because, listen, we've talked about it. I think I'm stuck. Are you stuck? But now you with the Rotary and so many other things. Let's go into that. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, before we go there, Are You Stuck is Monday, Wednesday, Friday on. I do it on multiple platforms. I've gotten so sophisticated thanks to my friend Lavinda Shedrick Williams. Wonderful. It's like she showed me how to tape on one and it actually goes out to several other platforms.
So you're on IG and all that then?
Right. So I'm on it. I tape it. It comes out on Facebook, but also you're able to get it on. I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, go on, girl.
And I also have an Instagram.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
that's how you get it out.
I'm busy. But getting back to the Rotary, I love Rotary. I met the Rotary by meeting a man called Bill Sheffield.
I know him.
And Bill Sheffield is just a wonderful, wonderful man. He is a realtor, but the biggest heart ever.
Yep.
And we met years ago, probably going on 9-10 years ago.
Right.
And we were in an intermingling group, networking group together. And he left because we didn't like something that went down, and I left too. And so he said, well, and he kept bothering me. He said, well, I think you just need to come to Rotary. You just need to come. I went to Rotary, and now I've been in Rotary 7 years.
Wow.
Love it. Rotary means, it really means this thing, service above self, meaning it's not about you, it's about what you do for others who need to have some things done. So our Global Learning Academy is our grant school, and so we do things for Global Learning Academy. We help them when they're having their grade night, their nights when they're giving out grades. We help them when they're doing. We give away bikes at Christmas time to all of the preschoolers that are at the location. We do lunches. We give out gift cards, all for that school, because we realize that if the school is struggling in the neighborhood and no one's helping the school, the school will continue to struggle.
That's right.
So we have been honored and so pleased to be working with them. And I think this might be our 5th year of working with Global Learning Academy. Yes.
Excellent.
And so we went down there recently, and we just had a ball with them it was actually a parent night where they were doing things for the kids and the parents, but it's hard sometimes to get the parents to come out.
It is.
And so that's what they were doing. And so we gave the parents, we fed them. We actually were the servers and the cooks and the cleanup. We did all of that. We did all of that. So that's one of the things we do. We work with McDonald House. We go and we do their meals once a month.
Okay.
And if we can't do it because they're having some other things going on, then we donate money for the families that coming in that have sick children there. Right, to Ronald McDonald House.
They do so much over there.
We do that. We do the Rotary camp. The Rotary Club has a camp in Crestview, and so we went there and served foods, and these are all younger people who have disabilities of some sort.
Okay.
So we went and we prepared food and served food for them down in Crestview last year. That's when I first started. But it's always something that is service oriented. And you know, we do have a board that's a part of our, and I am the first African American president of Suburban West Rotary, which is really, it's Pensacola Suburban West Rotary Club.
Right.
But I'm the first president of African descent.
Wonderful.
So it's pretty exciting. Last year they sent me to Australia, where I got to meet I think there were 45,000 Rotarians from all over the world, from Ghana, from Ghana and Kenya, from England, from you name it,
everywhere.
they had it. Everywhere in the world they were there.
No
so
doubt.
I was taking pictures in this place called the Friendship Hall, and the Friendship Hall is where you made friends, and you would speak to people from any country that was in the hall. And you take flags, they give you flags, they give you all kinds of pins, everything. It was absolutely amazing.
Right.
Now the ride itself,
no.
I thought I was already there, and you know, it was a long ride. I paid extra money so I would have extra seating. I still only had a little seat, and if my knees are right up on the seat above me. You know, anybody taller than me, and I'm a short woman.
Exactly.
Anybody taller than me was struggling.
You got that right.
But it was 16 and a half hours from San Francisco into Melbourne, Australia.
That's a long ride. That's a long ride.
And I woke up in the middle of it thinking that we were there, and I told the man, I said, we're almost there, huh? He
Not
said,
yet.
He hit the screen. He said, no, ma'am.
Absolutely. Well, now, we're down to the road now. We got about, what, 2.5 minutes to go. Now, if a person would like to get involved,
with Rotary?
With Rotary. What do they need to do?
Oh, they need to call Sandy Winborne. And they call me Winnie. That's my nickname.
Okay, Winnie, we got 2 minutes.
We got 2 minutes. So they need to call me at 850-206-4814, and I will introduce you to Rotary Subwest style, making you feel very welcome. We actually support you until you fully join.
Okay.
And it costs basically a little under $1,000 a year to be a member.
Right.
It includes your food. You get to go to various events in town, meet other people, do service things. All of it is all done.
So did y'all get that?
Self.
That's right. Now, if you want to be a part of the Rotary, you got to call Dr. Sandy.
Call me.
Call her up now. And if you need me to get you in touch with her, I'll do that as well. But look, I want to say thank you for getting up early on this Thursday morning to come out.
Yeah, this was early.
It was early?
It was early. I'm up early, but it's early to be out.
You got that right. But I want to say thank you because this has been so much information. And I appreciate everything that you do. I've seen you. I've walked up. I've been, hi, doctor. Hi. You know, when we're out and about, but you're doing some great things. And I tell you, to mimic off of this, and I certainly agree with you, train your kids up while they're young.
Right.
Teach them how to read. Give them things that's going to be knowledgeable for them in the future. And my dear friends, as I leave with you every single day, I thank you so much for allowing me to step into your living room, to sit there and share information with you. And hopefully this will engage you to get more engaged with things that you need to. But I'll leave it as I do. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember now, if you keep God first in whatever you do, I can guarantee you this, that you will be a total success. So until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for another day of nothing but sunshine, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Call Dr. Winborne now.
Motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker, trainer, she got it. She's got it all.
Educator, singer.
That's
I do
right.
it all.
There you go. Until then, my dear friends, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Bye for now. Sunshine's Corner, brought to you by Pensacola Parks and Recreation.